There's so much shit on my thoughts. The shit hit me deep when I thought about it. Been crossed with some of my dogs. The shit hit me deep as I thought about it. When it come to things, I know all about it. I've been through some things, I don't talk about it. When it come to things, I know all about it. If you can relate, then let's talk about it.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It, where we have another interview with the lovely Ebony from Virgnity Tees / VirgnityNarurals. This happens to be our third episode. This is also her third year in existence. So shout out. Now let's introduce her.
Hi, I'm Ebony. I'm located in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm in my place of business right now. My initial business is VirgnityNarurals, which you'll see behind me. I started that in May of 2018. It's a cruelty-free cosmetic line. So I have lipstick, lip gloss. I make hand-make organic natural lip balm. I have vegan eyeshadow palettes, face and body scrub, natural soap, raw shea butter, things of that nature. Also in last year, I started a second business, which started as a side hustle making t-shirts. It basically stemmed from me working a job that I didn't want to work, and I found out that I can get t-shirts made for a discount. So that was like my incentive to kind of get up and come to that job every day because I hated it. So I expanded that into a business. I made that a business a year later, on July 24th. I went on Facebook that particular day. I had already been thinking about making it a business, and I noticed that that day was when I came out with my first shirts. It came up as a Facebook memory, and that just kind of like made it official. I'm like, yeah, this is just telling me to just go ahead and do this, so that's what I did. So they're both here. I'm located at 4304 Rivers Avenue. This is where I operate. It's called Pearl & Company. We have several other businesses here. Men's clothes, women's clothes, children's clothing. We have an event space in the back where we do sip and paint. We have skate night on Monday. Our youngest boss here is 9. Her name is Nari. She sells clothing. She has Nari's Closet. But we have the House of More. They sell other natural products like sea moss, sage, oils, body butters, things of that nature. So we have a lot going on here, but this is where I'm located.
How long have you been doing it again?
I started VirgnityNarurals in 2018, May 24th to be exact, so it's coming up on 3 years in a couple of weeks. So I'm kind of happy about that. And the second one, VirgnityTees, I started last year in July 24th. That's ironic because both were started on the 24th. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Well, before we go on, let the people know the social media, how they can reach to you, or however they can get in contact with you.
Okay. So Facebook, both of my business pages are there. It's VirgnityNarurals, that's for the cosmetics, and VirgnityTees for the t-shirts and apparel. Same thing with Instagram. Instagram is at VirgnityTees. Facebook is at VirgnityNarurals. VirgnityTees is spelled a little funny. It's VirginTees. So it's basically just a spin-off of the first business, and I just added Tees to that.
Now, let me ask you a question. As far as your products, as I say about your naturals, how did you come up with that idea?
Actually, I wanted to do something else. What I wanted to do was go to school to learn how to be a nail tech. And I had a friend that's very pushy and bossy. And he just kind of stayed on my back about, why can't you just start a business? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. And he's like, he kept nagging me. So he nagged me for about a week, and I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So I had just recently came back from Jamaica. And as I looked at my pictures, I really like lipstick, and I noticed like every bathing suit, every outfit, for everything that I had lipstick to match. So when I kind of thought about what I would want to do, I said I'll do that. Initially, I started making the lipstick at first because I really am pretty natural. I don't really care for makeup, though I can do makeup, and I have done it. I'm not really that passionate about it, so I kind of shied away from it. But the things that I sell are things that I use every day, like black soap, raw shea butter, so it just made sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you do collabs, or these are just sold designs that you just come up with yourself?
Well, most of it just comes from like what I wear. Like, I'm really into fashion. I'm not really drastic. I'm kind of simple and plain, but I just like accessories. So it's like hats, watches, jewelry, shoes, bag, glasses, lipstick. That's what I'm really, that's my thing. So basically, I just kind of use what I like and what I see like that's popular, and that's what I pretty much go with.
Okay, so you said you like fashion. What started you in fashion? Was it something that you just have an eye for?
don't know. I guess when I was younger, I always liked to dress up. Like, not really so much dress up like a girly girl dress up, but like feminine. Like, I like sneakers, I like hats, I like sweatsuits, things of that nature. And like, I guess because my mom is really like classy, so a lot of the things that I would want to wear, I couldn't wear. So my fashion sense kind of came from like being rebellious. Like, I could never wear sneakers. You know, I had to dress like really girly. So yeah, everybody that I was around was wearing like 5411s. They had the big earrings, which I still, these are my favorite earrings. I'm so every day. So I kind of like, you know, kind of like wanted to like dress just like everybody else and not like Carlton Banks. So, you know, I trended towards that, but I always like to match. You know, and I like accessories. I like bags, shoes, belts, and stuff like that. So it probably came from that. And it's funny now because like all of the things that my mom tried to force me to wear that I didn't want to wear is actually the things that I wear now. Like peacoats and loafers and drivers and V-neck sweaters and cable sweaters and blazers and, you know, kind of like
Man,
more
it's
classy,
funny,
more casual.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
like,
funny how we turned into our parents.
Yeah, that's scary, but
It is what it is.
yeah, it is.
What is some of the thought process behind some of your symbols or some of your images that you use on your tees?
So, the first T-shirt that I made was Black Queen Nutrition Facts. That one I kind of was just flipping through the internet one day and I saw it and I kind of liked it. So I did a little background search on it to make sure that like nobody owned it. So I saw that it was available for like an SVG file. It was free, like, or you could buy it for like $1. So I'm like, okay, obviously nobody owns this, so I can use this. Recently I found out that you can't even really trademark a T-shirt anyway, like it's copyright. But anyhow, that was my first thing because it kind of went along with me. Like all of the ingredients, melanin, you know, strength, ambition, like all of that kind of went along with me. So that was first. And then I'm kind of like really like for my people. So anything that can express us and big us up, I'm with that. So that was the first one. I did it. It went really well. It took off. I think I only got about 25 in the beginning.
Okay.
I got them like on a Friday. By like Saturday night, all of them were gone. So I'm like, okay, I'm on to something. So I got more. And I think it was like in the middle of a storm here. It was supposed to be a hurricane, like, but the storm kind of like surpassed us. But even with hurricane warnings, people were still like, yeah, meet me here, there. And I sold out again. So I'm like, okay, I'm on to something. So then I'm like, okay, I got to do something for men. So that was the Dope Black King, that shirt. That was the first shirt that I did for men. I did that in like September 2019. To this day, as you see, that shirt is still in rotation. So
That's a fact, because I got to get me a couple of those.
right, so it started with that. And then after that, I think like it started getting a little cool. Actually, I have a jacket in the car. I was in the store one day with my little cousin, and I wanted it. She works at Old Navy, so she had a denim jacket.
Okay.
The first thing I probably did was one day I went to the store looking for T-shirts, and they had some sweatshirts, and all of the sweatshirts were on sale. So they were like, I'm not going to tell you how much they were, but they were relatively inexpensive, but it was a good quality, and I liked it. So being that they were so inexpensive, I bought all of them. I bought like 20 of them, all of them that they had. So I like the college look, the varsity look.
Okay.
So I had some varsity letters that I had for something else, but I ended up putting them on the sweaters and it looked really nice. So it started there. Then I had a denim jacket that I got one day. I was with my little cousin in the store. She works at Old Navy, so she gets it at half price. I'm like, yeah, give me the jacket. I want the jacket. So then for myself, I put the letters on the jacket for myself.
Okay.
And then everybody liked it. So I started making them for other people and selling those. But the varsity look, the college look, I really like that. So I came up with my own logo for the varsity. And I started making the sweaters. Then I went to the hats, and it just kept going.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let me ask you a question. Like the process, do you use heat press or do you 3D, the scanning, or?
So initially when I first started, I was working at a shirt company.
Okay.
So the first set of shirts that I put out were sub-dye.
Okay.
And sub-dye, if you don't know about it, it's like branding. So instead of being able to feel the words on the shirt, the words actually are the shirt. Like your shirt you have on is
Correct.
It's branded into the shirt. So that, I didn't actually know much because I was just starting, but I should have sold that shirt for a lot more than I sold it for. Just because it's indestroyable. The only thing that could ever ruin it is bleach,
Okay.
basically. So I was making that. I was having that made, but because it was a shirt company and my orders were like relatively small, you know, they produce masks for like companies all over the world, Philippines, Guam. I was shipping everywhere, so
Okay.
they were taking long because I only had a small amount, kind of like feed the big fish and then get to the
Yeah,
big fish.
you get to the guppies
So
later.
because I had it moving and it was going so fast, I couldn't wait on them. So I started reaching out to other sources. And then one person that I spoke to, I'm looking at the prices, relatively it was different because I didn't get the discount because I didn't work for them. So then I spoke to someone else. They were telling me about the sub dye. It was still expensive. And they're like, you know, you could do it yourself. So I started looking into doing it myself. So in the beginning, I bought a heat press, but I was dealing with a company that was printing sheets for me. So
Okay.
I would get like 50 sheets, 100 sheets, depending on, you know, how it was selling. And the thing about that is it's cool because it's really easy. You know, you just get the sheet, line it up correctly, measure, make sure the measurement is right, it's centered, press it and go. That's easy. But the thing about them is that one color isn't expensive. When you start adding like more and more colors, it gets expensive. So I did that for a while, and then my friend here was like, well, why don't you just get a Cricut machine, cut the vinyl yourself, then you could do a lot more. So I didn't know how to use it, but I wasn't reluctant. I was like, all right, I'm going to buy it. So I bought it. I had someone teach me how to use it, and it's a lot easier because I can make things on the spot. I can make any color I want. I don't have to stick to a certain pattern. It's really easy to use, so that's a lot better. So I did that with the vinyl. When I started doing the sweatshirts, when I did the first sweatshirt, I did a vinyl one for myself, but I kind of wanted a different look. So then I moved to Chanel embroidery, which is like this. Is raised. It kind of feels like terry cloth, but it's a raised look. It's some more classic to me. A lot of like colleges and stuff like that use it. It's kind of like, it stems from like the Letterman jackets, like varsity jackets, which I have as well. So I like the look. It's a richer look. It's a cleaner look. So I just like it. It's different. It just made me add a little variety. So with that, I don't have an embroidery machine, so I'm not able to make that. I have a designer that I can send in my designs, and he'll make what I want to make. But the vinyl I do myself. It's really easy. It's quick. Like, and every day I wear something from my brand. So like right now, I have a laundry basket with like probably 80 t-shirts in there because I kind of like said that to myself, like, you know what, the best promotion is self-promotion.
It's
So
self-promotion, that's correct.
I wear something. Like if I wake up in the morning and I don't have something that I could wear, I'll get up and make something to wear with my logo because I just feel like that's important. Like, you know, like I have to show that this is me, this is mine, and I'm, you know.
If I'm invested, yes,
Right,
I'm not going to
I'm
ask you to
very
invest
invested.
if I'm not invested.
Exactly.
I feel that. Hey, if you don't mind, show me a couple of your pieces.
So, oh, here it is. So the first thing I started with was t-shirts. So this is a basic design. These, when I explain like the different types, this is something that I got. It's very simple. So this is something that I could get the sheets of. I would just have the sheets printed, and when I get them, you know, just press them out. This is like one of my first shirts when I started, when I came over to like doing my own, you know, my own logo and stuff like that.
Okay.
This is a shirt that I have. This one isn't mine. I made it for a friend of mine, but I'm a Taurus. My birthday is Friday, so all month I pretty much been wearing shirts to represent that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I think I had mine on the other day. I have a couple. So this is Hustle Varsity. This is my my first line after I went over into like making actual clothing. This is Hustle Varsity, so this is for men. I make these for women too. I chose this shirt just because of the baseball look. It's sporty. You know, we talking about varsity, so we get into athletics. So I also have a female version.
Oh, that's what's up.
Which you'll see me wear these all of the time. Like I'm always wearing this. Also, I do hoodies for men and women. So this is like a basic hoodie for men. It's the Hustle Varsity hoodie. This one has a bit of funky vinyl. Has a little funky design. So it's there. The logo is also on the hoodie. So it's basic but classic, crispy clean. Like I don't like, you know, I have some things that I get a little crazy and colorful, but for me, you know, I like
You like basic,
classic
plain.
because I want something that I could wear today that'll still be relevant.
Yeah, next year.
Like what my mother was trying to teach me. You know, like I have polo shirts from high school that I could still wear today because it's classic. Classic doesn't go out of style.
Never.
And that's the kind of look that I want to present. So this is one of the Chanel dresses that I showed you earlier. This is a hoodie dress for women. For me, I actually wear it as a hoodie. I wear it with leggings because it's a little short, you know. Yeah, but this is a classic hoodie for women. Things of that nature. I also have sweatsuits. I have hats. I have Chanel embroidery hats on the way to go with those. So I'm doing a lot, just branching out, adding, you know, adding things.
And the only thing you gotta do is get some kicks to go with it. Everything is a go.
Listen, I really, really try as hard as I can to support as many black businesses. And now, you know, it's a lot of black businesses that have everything that you pretty much need.
That's a
This
fact.
is like here where I'm located. When you walk in here, you can pretty much get whatever you need. You know, the girls come in, they go over here, they get an outfit. You know what I'm saying? They may come here, they get an outfit. They go next door, they can get the shoes in the bag. Even I have hats. They go here, they can get some sunglasses. They can go over here and get their lashes done. They can go over here and get their hair touched up. They need lotion, oil, boom. Everything is going out of the door.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop. And that's what people call it. That's what we call it. That's what we're referred to. And I like that we bring that to the neighborhood.
That's
you know?
a fact.
So it's good to like be able to like.
And it's all black on?
Everyone here is black.
Beautiful.
Everyone here is black. And it's so many different things.
No disrespect to any culture, but
Correct. But you know, we trying to build our own. We trying to circulate our dollars with each other versus going to the mall. And even here we have a loyalty program. Everyone has one, where when you purchase, you get a card. Everyone has a different threshold. They have different dollar amounts based on what they sell. Mine is actually $50. So we have loyalty cards. So every purchase you see, like this is Charlene's loyalty card, so it's my business card, but anytime you spend $50 with this business, you get a punch. Once you get 10 punches, you get a free outfit. It could be new, it could be old, it could be fresh out of the box, but that's something that we all do. You know, I don't know anybody that does that. You know, I don't know a mall that does that. I don't know anyone that does that. And then also I have when you spend with Virginity Naturals, because of I don't really have anything there that's a whole lot. This the prices they are less because it's, you know, it's smaller in quantity and it's, you know, more everyday usage. It's not, you know, high-end apparel clothing needs. So when you come in and you purchase, you get a punch for every $25 that you spend. Same deal with that. Once it's 10 punches, then you get a free item. You know, we have people that come here and cash out all the time, which we're happy when you cash out. You know what I'm saying? If you get a free outfit from me, that means you've already spent $500. So at that point, you know, as for me showing appreciation to you, continuously supporting my business, that's just something that we do. That's our way of giving back, you know. With my birthday coming up, I think I'm probably going to start this week. I haven't decided how long I'm going to do it. I may do it from the 14th to the 24th. Like everything with my cosmetic line, because that's my 3rd year, will be half off. So, you know, we do little things like that to, you know, try to give something back because we appreciate the business. It's 100 businesses, but you chose this one, so we appreciate that, and we try our hardest to show you that.
You have some products that you can show off?
Yeah, so actually I had a pop-up yesterday, so a lot of my stuff is in the car, but I do have a couple of things here that I can show. So this is the Goddess palette. It is a vegan eyeshadow palette. The colors that are here match the majority of the lipsticks that I have. I also have a larger palette. It has about 30 colors, so these will be on sale as well. These will be 15, the larger ones will be 30. I'm sorry, 25. Also, I have bath salts by Shanti Oils, turmeric face and body scrub by Shanti Oils. So this is my friend who pushed me to start my business. So as a result, I use these products and I sell them too. Everything that I sell, I use. So I can explain it to you. I can tell you the benefits and what's good about it because I use them myself.
I have a question real quick.
Sure.
When you said that you had vegan lipstick, I believe you said,
Yes.
What do you mean by that exactly?
So basically, it's cruelty free and it's no animals used in the process of that, and also the eyeshadow. So it's high pigmentation, but it's no animals. So no animal fat, nothing from animals. It's all a natural process when it's prepared for you to use. So for people that are vegan and don't eat meat, things of that nature, that's good for them. I will probably be back vegan shortly. I'm working on going back to that. But yeah, health-wise, it's great. So I try to provide something that's good for everybody. Even like with my lipsticks, when I made them, I used carnauba wax because that does not contain beeswax. So people that are vegan, they don't eat anything from an animal.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to check. People will say things are vegan, but if it contains anything from an animal, then it's not vegan anymore. So yeah, most of the oils that I use, like for my lip balm, I have 2 versions of it. But I use the carnauba wax as well. One is a shea butter base, one is a cocoa butter base. I use lanolin, brown sugar, shea butter, things that are natural that you can benefit from. They sell those in a couple of business locations here. Locally, they sell it in a mall at Mystic Fragrances. They sell it at Heaven Scent. On the market, we sell it here. A couple of beauty salons sell it as well. So it's around, and I try to label it right. So if you notice my room is green, it's a vibrant color. So if I'm around, you're gonna see me. You know I'm around because you'll be able to say, "Oh, she's over there." Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So, during this last year, the pandemic hit. So a lot of things going on affected a lot of businesses. How did that affect you, and were you able to navigate through this perilous time, I should say?
Yeah, it affected me, but it didn't have a negative effect on me. So in the beginning, when they started having businesses shut down. So we actually shut down early. I shut down early because we went by protocol. But we didn't know that we could have actually been open because I sell soap. And I sell body butters and I sell face and body scrub. But the soap alone is considered an essential because you need soap to bathe.
That's correct.
So we actually shut down a week or so early. But it affected me to the point that I couldn't really be here. But online sales went through the roof because a lot of people were at home. So people were online just ordering stuff. So my online sales were through the roof. So I guess that made up for the fact that I couldn't be here physically. But if somebody really needed something, I was still able to meet up with people in the street. Also, the pandemic, that is what brought about this business. The side hustle, I had kind of calmed it down a bit because now I was no longer at the job. I was here. I was doing fairly well. But in that few weeks that we had to sit at home, I decided to crank this back up. So I started with this t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. This t-shirt has been good to me. That's why I keep talking about it. So this t-shirt, which was the first t-shirt that I made for men, what I did was I just went online and I bought several white t-shirts and I made a lot of them. So I had one of my friends in New York, I put them online and put them out. So she asked me, do you have colors? And I'm just I didn't really want to do colors because I don't know. I'm a work in progress. I'm a little stubborn, but I'm growing out of that. I didn't want to do that. And I'm just I have all of this here to choose from, but they want all of these colors. But I listened this time, and when I started putting the colors up, that's when it really took off. So when I started offering colors, I was sitting at home making $400 or $500 a day just off of T-shirts. I was mailing them out all over. Some people would meet me and come to get them. And once that picked back up and kept going, that's kind of like, okay, now I'm ready to make this a business. And then, like I said earlier, on the 24th, the memory came up from when I sold my very first shirt, and that's when So actually, it was good for me because my online sales in my first business increased, and then I started a whole second business. So the pandemic affected me positively, actually. It didn't really hurt me at all.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Now let me ask you a couple more questions. Do you have, I know that we're going into summer, do you have like when you come do your lines, do you like have summer, spring, fall, or you just wait till you get ideas and then you just put it out and test it, or?
No. I actually, right now, it's funny that you asked that because the weather was changing. That's what led to like the apparel. Remember, it was just T-shirts.
Okay.
But I had a pop-up in Brooklyn, and I knew that I had to come with a lot because, that's where I'm from, so I have a real strong following there. A lot of people come out, so I'm like, oh, what am I going to take for them? So when I did the sweatshirts, I took those. I started with the first ones that I created with the varsity letters in September. And then I started the vinyl ones. These, I don't think I showed you those. I'll show you really quickly. So this was the original sweatshirt. Well, actually, the first one was navy blue and white. Those are my colors, and I tried to center the colors like around college colors and also colors that are easy to match things with, and also classic colors. So navy blue and white is classic. That was my very first one. The next one was red and blue. So with that, it went to that because the weather was changing. I did the sweaters. I did the sweaters, and then I also did denim jackets. So that was first, and then I did hoodies. So yeah, I do change with the seasons. Like now, I had sweatsuits, the sweatshirt, hoodie dresses. That was because the weather was changing. So now, what's on the way out, and those will probably be in this week, is I have tracksuits for men. Tracksuits for men, and more sweatsuits for women, but of a lighter quality because it's going into spring. Also after that, I have shorts, T-shirts, tank tops, tank dresses, kind of like leggings, kind of like workout gear. So yeah, definitely moving along with the weather changing.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is there any other interests or any other ventures, business ventures besides pop-up shops or goals that you're trying to attain, and how will you go about it?
Well, I'm growing a lot. Like when I started here, and like throughout the whole process, I've done so much that sometimes it's things that people will say to me, and I'm like, dang, I forgot all about that. So yeah, I'm definitely growing. Where I'm located now, I actually be moving into a larger space to accommodate me because I've grown that much. Pop-up shops, initially I started doing those in 2019 because I started my first business in 2018 when we had that break for Christmas. Like where I was working, we closed down for like a week for Christmas break. So I was kind of brainstorming through that break, and I'm like, what am I going to do to really put myself out here? I wanted to like, network, meet other people, put myself out here, become more known. So I sat down and I went on Facebook and I went through all of the events, and I just started booking myself for events starting in January. And after that, mainly the pop-up was to like network, to put it out there. And I did like 54 events in 2019. So I still had a job. I was working every weekend doing that. So I put that out there. So now when I do it, it's more or less because I've grown and still like networking and meeting new people. But yeah, pop-up shops is just something that I like doing. I kind of slowed down when I moved in here because I wanted to start driving traffic here. But I still step out and do them from time to time.
Oh, let them know where here is, because they don't know where
here
here
is. 4304 Rivers Avenue, North Charleston, South Carolina. We are located in the shopping center by Maxway. I'm right next door to Vending Liquor. It's close to Amtrak. It's close to Save-A-Lot. Those are some landmarks for those of you who don't know. But 4304 Rivers Avenue, I'm in Suite 1 here. That's where we are. But yeah, moving into a bigger location. I have a few products that I'm going to add to my branding. I'm in the process of being trademarked. So, like that's a process.
Yeah, believe me, I know.
That's a process. But
It's like a 6-month process.
yeah, it could be even longer.
A little longer,
So
too.
I'm kind of like in the middle of it. Hopefully everything is going to go well, and then I have several other things that I'll be adding. So I'm constantly growing. We have I have some other business owners that we'll be doing some joint ventures and other pop-ups to where it's like community events where we're able to give back to the community, you know, jumping castles for the kids. I'm thinking about doing some mentoring for children. Like, it's a lot. Like, it's just constant movement and constant growth. I'm just kind of like glad I had that friend that really kind of like bullied me into starting a business, because now look, you know, and it's actually something I enjoy. So yeah, it's a lot coming up. You know, a few hints there. Not a lot. I'm not going to give you everything. You got to stick around and see. But yeah, a lot is on the way.
Yeah, speaking of mentoring, that was one of the things, one of my next questions I was going to ask you about. Anyone coming up, any young entrepreneurs coming up, what kind of advice would you give them toward, I say, the pros and cons of working with a pop-up shop?
I would just say do a little bit of research. You know, with anything you do, you don't want to go into it blindly. And, well, before I even say that, let me back up. I would just say decide what you want to do and start doing it. And I say that because, you know, a lot of people have great ideas. You know, people come to me every day and tell me, oh, I think you should do this, or I think you should do that. And $1 million idea is only worth $1 million after it's made $1 million. So, you know, brainstorm, you know, like do your research, find out what you want to do. You know, you may want to talk to somebody who's already doing it because they've already been through it. Like, that'll save you a lot. Because when you go in it blindly, not knowing, you just trying this and trying that, it's easier to talk to somebody that's already doing it, because they can help you avoid some of the mistakes that they've already made. So, of course, you're going to have to get your feet wet, and it's going to be some trial and error, and you're going to have to try some things. But I would say start. Decide what you want to do. Get started. Like, so many businesses fail because they don't get started. The longer you take to start, the longer it's going to take to manifest. Like, if you keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and this is coming from me, like, I procrastinate a lot. I'm a lot better now, but it's basically just being afraid. That's what it boils down to. You're afraid, so you create all of these reasons and excuses why you can't do it, and this isn't going to work when you haven't done anything to try it. So I would say first find out what you want to do and start. After you find out what you want to do, then you can try to talk to somebody that's already doing it. One thing I'll say too, because I noticed this coming up a lot in the pandemic. Like right now, it's a lot of people having classes for this and classes for that and classes. You could almost find a class for anything. I'm not discouraging you from taking a class, but what I will tell you is find out what the class has to offer, because I've had people come to me like in these last few months with questions about taxes and owing money. Like, they took a class that told them how to get an LLC and start an LLC, but now they haven't filed taxes for their businesses. So now they have the IRS sending them letters saying that they owe them $500, because the thing that they neglected to tell them in the class is that once you have a retail license, you have to report
your earnings.
Your
every
earnings so
quarter.
that they can tell you what you pay in taxes. And if you don't do that, they will create an amount for you.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 is going to be an amount that you don't want to pay because you failed to do that part of it. So just find out what these classes entail and make sure that what you're paying is worth what you're getting, because you may pay like $99 for a class, but now you owe the IRS $500. So it didn't balance out.
And it doesn't add up. The math is incorrect.
Right.
400 in the hole.
Right. So you have people out here that are teaching classes. Make sure that they're certified to be teaching you what they're teaching you, because a lot of information is really free. A lot of the things that you want to find out, like when I, for instance, when I got my business license and then I went to the retail office, they were very friendly. All of the questions that I had, they told me. So that's the part that I didn't have to go through because I sought the information. Information is free. Don't give up because you run into a wall and you can't find out something. Keep searching, keep asking questions because it's free information. I just hate to see people pay for information that's free. You know?
Yeah, that's just like you spoke about the wall. That was another thing I was going to ask you about because, you know, when most people first start a business, they're excited, they're overjoyed, things that start working, they start getting that positive feedback from other people. Then as they start going down the line and they see that those people are not really there, sometimes you hit that wall. Like, I know everyone hits it, but they tell you to push through it. Could you explain how you tried, when you hit that wall, how did you push through it?
So let me say this, because one thing that you really have to understand when you start in a business and it's something that you're passionate about, just know that that is your passion, okay? No one owes you anything. No one is obligated to do anything for you. Support is like a major thing that I hear a lot of complaints about. Even when I first started, it was like, you have to know that what you want to do, you're doing it because you want to do that, and you have to be there to support yourself. So it doesn't matter who doesn't support, or people that you expect to be there, they won't be there. You're going to meet some people along the way that you don't know that really will help you. Like, just know that if this is what you really want, you have to put yourself in it and keep going. Like, you cannot be upset because people don't support you, because you have to understand that you're going from being who you are to being who you want to be. That's solely on you. When people are used to seeing you in a certain light and you start making those changes, eventually they'll come around, but no one is obligated to support you. Don't worry about who doesn't support you. If this is what you want to do, just stay focused, do what you got to do.
Any last thoughts or words?
My last thoughts or words would be get started. Like, whatever you want to do your research, get started, do your due diligence, and find out the information that you need so that you save time and money. And you're going to have to run into some obstacles so that you can learn, but try to get as much information as you can. And when I say that, get the information, let it be a moving process. Don't stop and say, well, I want to find out this and I want to find out that. Right, you need to find out your information, but keep moving. Don't stop, because as you move along, like, once you get in motion, like, certain things will just come to you. You'll start meeting people that's what I found. Like, once I started moving and started getting things done, then I started meeting the people that I needed to meet that gave me free information. I call those jewels that helped me, you know, without even wanting anything from me, just to help me. That's what a genuine mentor is. Not someone that you pay for information, but someone that genuinely wants to help you with nothing to gain from it but helping you.
And the joy of seeing you succeed.
Exactly.
So you go ahead and let them know, give you shout outs, let them know your social media again.
So my social medias are Facebook and Instagram. VirgnityTees is VirgnityTees. Virginity Naturals. That's Facebook and Instagram. Also, Virginity Naturals is on Google. You can Google me. It'll give you the address here. It'll show the products. It'll show my website. So my websites are listed on my Instagram pages, listed on my Facebook pages. For VirgnityTees in the apparel, it's VirgnityTees.shop. The Etsy link for Virginity Naturals is on both pages, business, Facebook. Also on my personal Facebook page. Though I have the business pages, people tend to still reach out to you personally. My name on Facebook is Ebby, E-B-B-Y, Eb, E-B-B, Reid. All of my websites, all of my Facebook handles, business pages, everything is there on that page. So just in case you forget, you can go to my personal Facebook page. Everything is there as well.
Any shout outs?
I just want to shout you out for doing a podcast for me. You want to tell them your Instagram info, and it's so many people to shout out. So here you go. This is where you can find him. Go follow him and follow the podcast. Stay tuned to see what's going on in the world.
That's right. That's on YouTube. legacyhlw.
Okay. I just want to say thank you, of course, to my friend Shanti, because he, like, all of this is basically him pushing me to start my first business, and all of that stemmed from that. The owner here at Pearl and Company, because she handpicked me to come here.
What's her name?
Her name is Itisha Felder. It's Pearl and Company, Pretty in Real Life. Basically, when she started this, it was just her and one other person.
Oh, that's what Pearl stands for?
Pretty in Real Life, yeah.
Oh, I like that. Because I was wondering what it meant. But
yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So she basically reached out to me to come here. In the beginning, I did not want to do it. I did not have any plans on being like in a physical location. I wanted to do everything online and do drop shipping and focus on some other things, but it kind of scared me because I'd never done it, so I did it. Just anyone, like my family members, friends, everybody who supports my business, people who have given me positive encouragement, words along the way, my customers, of course, because without them, it wouldn't be me. Like, anyone who's helped me, influenced me, inspired me, encouraged me when I was probably ready to give up more than once. And that's it. The Most High, of course, for allowing me to wake up and still, on days when I'm stressed and don't feel like it, come in and still do it, still stay committed. And that's it.
That's a wrap. Subscribe, like, and share if you like the content. Legacy_477301 on Instagram. LegacyHLW on YouTube.